Hey guys. So I'm just going to be kind of going over a really basic Snapchat lens building exercise, basically using Lens Studio, which is kind of a free software that Snapchat allows you to download and use to create different lenses within Snapchat. This is a good thing for businesses to use to promote certain products or events. It's just kind of a creative way of doing some marketing. So basically you would go to Snapchat, their website, and go to the Lens Studio. And then you can just push download to download the application. There's some system requirements. They want to know your email. I'm just using my personal, either a Mac or a PC. Okay, so download for Mac, allow, that's going to go into my downloads folder. And I'm going to go ahead and install this, and I want you to do that too. While that's downloading, it might take a while for that to download. We want to go to, I'm just searching Snapchat login, so then I go here. And actually, I don't even have an account. If you have an account, just put your username, password in there. But you can do sign up right here. And so I'm just going to fill this out and then sign up and accept this. So you're going to want to be signed in to Snapchat before you actually launch your Lens Studio and begin building your lens, because when you actually are done building the lens, we're going to kind of submit it for approval to the Snapchat team to see if they'll take the lens. And in order to do that, you have to be logged in. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that now before we even get started. And you should do that too. So when you sign up for your Snapchat account, they're going to require login verification. So just enter that, whatever they end up sending to your phone. They ask for your phone number, and then this is the second step of logging in, is the entering that code that they sent to you. So go ahead and do that. Okay, so it's in my downloads folder, took it a bit to download. Double click, we can launch this, hopefully, and just get it logged in, just get it installed into your computer. Takes a little bit. I'm just going to pause the video. Okay, so on a Mac you have to click and drag it into the applications folder. So it'll copy it into your applications folder, and then after that we should be able to go into the applications folder and double click on the Lens Studio icon and it should launch. So if I go into my applications, Lens Studio, pretty easy to find, it's yellow, double click that and that should open up Lens Studio. Now more than likely when you open it up, it'll kind of have this little tutorial thing. You can skip it. And this is kind of the interface that you first get. But to create a new project, we would actually click on New Project. It takes a little bit to load. So this is kind of the interior of Lens Studio. And to be honest with you, I'm not super familiar with the software myself. There's a lot that you can do in here, but I kind of know some of the basics. So like over here, this is kind of the preview area. So you can do like different people here to choose from, which is cool. You know, you can do bodies, cats, so you can change it. You can also, I think you can add files in here of people. So, and then object tracking, you know, body, cat. So idle is basically just, you know, people's faces. And there's several different people you can choose from. It just defaults to, you can also put in multiple people to see, you know, if you want it to work on two people. If you have stuff that overlays on top of a face or something and you want it to work on two people, you actually have to program it for that. But it basically defaults to one person here. The inspector is something that, you know, you can bring things in and do things with. We'll be working with that soon. The resources is kind of where you add in images to work with or anything like that. Objects, so the camera, lighting, that kind of thing. And then this is like the 2D scene. You'll kind of start to maybe understand it a little bit better once we kind of start using it. So I think we're just going to jump in. So what we're going to be trying to create today is just basically putting a product that will go on top of somebody's face. So as soon as they turn your Snapchat lens on, it throws that product over their face. And I was actually thinking of just doing a cheeseburger, but obviously you guys can go with any one you want, any kind of product that you might want. So cheeseburger, I searched for that in Google. I can look up large sizes, maybe something with a, you know, white background, a little easier to clip out that way. So save image to downloads, and then I can open this up in photopea.com or Photoshop. File, open. I'm in Photoshop currently. Downloads, open this up. And then I'm just going to take that white background out. So I will use just like the magic wand tool, click on that, and then do a select inverse to get the inverse of the white background. And then do Command C for copy, Command N for new. And it'll automatically make it the correct resolution and height and width just based on your selection that you have. And then Command V for paste. And you can turn off this background. We can even delete it by clicking and dragging it over the trash can. And then we can do a file, save as. I'll just put this on my desktop. Cheeseburger. And I'm going to make it a PNG file because that will preserve the transparency, and it's still a small file size. And we're going to use this PNG file in our Lens Studio in just a minute. So go ahead and open up Lens Studio. Go into the Resources tab, click on the plus, and then From Files, and we will just go to our desktop where that cheeseburger is and bring that in. So now that cheeseburger file is in Lens Studio. The next step is we actually go up to the Objects folder. We do another Add New. Scroll down to Face Effects. Let's see, Face Effects, Head Binding, and that'll bring in that effect in your Objects area. It also, as you can see, added a face here in the 2D scene window. Okay, so one thing we want to do is just make sure that head binding is highlighted. So just make sure it's blue. You might want to uncheck these and just get the, no, you can keep them checked. So make sure the head binding is, checked in blue, and then just do Add New, go to General, and then Image Object. And so that'll kind of bring up the screen. This is normal. And as you can see, the image object is sort of within the head binding. So it's almost like a child of the head binding object within the Objects panel. So next up, we can kind of go over here under the image object. So this texture area is where we want to go. It's on default, but we can actually click here. And we can actually add in the cheeseburger that we brought in to our resources and push OK. So that's brought in the cheeseburger. If you see over here in our preview, it doesn't look quite right, but we'll fix that. So to fix this, we just need to go to the face occluder over here in the objects panel, come up with this image here. So if we kind of move around in this space, oops. You can actually move this by grabbing the move tool, and then grab this kind of blue object and just push it behind, just behind the cheeseburger. And that actually moved, the person's face just behind the image of the cheeseburger, basically, is what we just did. Now, if you actually end up clicking on the burger, it'll take you to this view. And you can actually kind of make it bigger or smaller. I'm going to make mine a little bit smaller, just kind of move it a little bit. And then we can actually go to Face Occluder, I believe. Actually, I had that wrong. Go to Head Binding, not Face Occluder next. And then let's go to Add New, Face Effects, Face, let's see, Face Inset. And that'll kind of bring in the mouth of this lady here. It's really feathered, but we can make it bigger and we can move it to kind of where we want it to be. And that's looking pretty good. Okay, and we can actually bring down the feather on this if we come in over here off to the right under Face Inset 1 and just kind of bring down that feather because it's pretty extreme. And we can make it even bigger. I think if you push Shift, it keeps it more proportional. And then we can actually start bringing the eyes and everything too. I think we just click on this Face Inset. I'm not trying to change the name, but just click on the, sorry guys, and then do a command or control click on that and then duplicate, and you'll get a second face inset and that'll have the 2 behind it. But instead of having the face region over here to mouth, we're going to make it the left eye, and then we can move that up here and, you know, change the radius, the outer board radius, which is actually the feather if you want to. You can change the blend mode, you can do all sorts of stuff. And then we can also just do that again. So control click or right click on a PC, duplicate, and this is the third one. So, and then we'll do the right eye and we'll just move that over here maybe. And so that'll actually bring in the person's eyes, which is kind of cool. That's looking pretty good. Okay, so we can actually, I'm going to move my little webcam thing. So we can let's just do a Shift Command 4 or just some sort of screenshot. If you have a Mac, it's Shift Command 4. I'm just going to screenshot this preview of our product here. And then let's just go to Project Info here. We can name this. So this is where we kind of save our project. So you know, name your lens. Don't change anything much here except we can add a little icon, which I actually created one using Illustrator. And then you can actually move this around, but I actually got that in there just right. And then we can also, and then add a lens preview if we want, which I can use that. I can choose a file, like, so they have it here, you know, or I could even take that screenshot. No, that won't work. So they actually want videos, which is fine. A smile might work because we actually have the lips included on this one. So yeah, that's pretty good. So apply that. Okay, so once you have your icon and your preview in there, you can just push apply. That'll save into the project info. And then we can publish the lens. So this is where logging in to Snapchat would be good. I was actually logged in on Safari though, so hopefully this will work. Push continue. Uploading to my lenses, so it's uploading currently. So once you submit the lens, or you know, up here, publish lens, it'll take you, you have to sign in, make sure you're signed in. Community lens is what we want to go with. Submit a new lens, lens name, and then we can add tags. If you need a little help with that, you can just kind of click here. So we'll add some tags, we'll add some information here. So I added cheeseburger, person, funny to the tags, and then I just went from the list and I put person and food, and it's public. So submit lens. And then you can go to manage my lenses and see, you know, how your lens is doing. It's in review right now. It should come up soon though on if it's been accepted, but that's how you create a lens.